Blazing Press channel on YouTube. All over YouTube, actually, because we're on like 5 channels. Now, we're not going to be on here that long, just so you don't get too excited. No, we're not going to in any way enable the abusers of free speech by in any way indulging them. We're just trying to take back what is ours. All of you subscribers who have directly connected with us in the past are now still connected, but you're in a different place. We're taking you to Rumble. We're taking you to a new place. I know some of you don't want to go. You're kicking and screaming, still don't want to. You can't handle the change, but it is a little different. But just think if you didn't even have the internet or you didn't have technology, you would just think this was the best thing that ever happened on Rumble. Hey, we got free speech over there, at least somewhat. I think it is pretty free speech over there. But it's all part of the plan, though. They don't mind free speech until they're very, how can I say this? It's kind of like they allow and even enable, like they created the Al-Qaeda groups out there. You know what I mean? And it's for the purpose of controlling the narrative. Even though they don't take credit for what they're doing in how they've morphed into what they are today, they still it's just kind of like the rabbi said, the Israelis, the way they deal with the nations, they like to control stuff. But they say the Muslims are the broom by which we use to sweep up the goyim, right? So it's actually a part of their plan, just like Hamas was a creation of Israel. It's a part of the plan in order to control the outcome in the end. So free speech, in a way, aids and abets their plan to a certain degree until it really gets too revealing, until it really gets too close to the source of that truth, of the essence of what is actually causing it. That's like where the demons dwell, where you start to point out and expose them, and you call them out and expose where the source is. That's when they don't like, but they don't mind if you're all around the edges and, you're analyzing different aspects of what's going on. They don't care about that because that's all part of the plan. They don't care if you're on the right or the left. They don't really care. It doesn't matter because they're still guiding you in a direction. And you have to understand that the leaders that are overseeing those different elements of what's happening are also a part of that overall big picture. Even though you might think they're your savior, or you might think they're the villain. It doesn't matter whether the villain, it's just like WWE. It's all fake. It doesn't matter if your guy is winning or your guy is losing. It's all fake. Don't get so caught up into it. And I'm always amazed at people that get so caught up into the fakeness of the theater, or they're so overly caught up with the emotion of what's happening, and they're pulling on your emotions. I don't know why my phone is going off so much here. I'm gonna have to turn this thing off, I think. And so the emotion of it all is what they're after. When you're basing your whole existence on what you feel, taste, touch, see, you're really caught up in a natural perception of reality when there is a higher reality, and it has nothing to do with your senses, your feelings, or anything. Now, I'm not saying feelings aren't a part of who you are as a person, but I hate technology, man. I'm telling you, like, how in the world do you shut this phone off? I just still don't understand how to shut the dang phone off. Like, you press down the button. What? You press down this button? What is it? Come on. Where's my wife? Shut this thing off. So anyways, we're going to be on Rumble, and I'm going to be talking about some stuff, I guess, here in a bit. But in the process, I really just want to break this thing. I just want to break it. I just want to throw it up against the wall. I've got stupid apps on here, and then it's trying to get me connected to Gemini. I don't know what that is. AI virtual assistant. I have no idea. It's got my microphone down there. It wants to enable. Forget that. Like why? Like, how do I shut it off? Like, how do you shut this off? There you go. Now, how did I do that? I don't know even how that worked. Like I said, where's my Faraday bag? I'll just stick it in a Faraday bag. Oh man. Okay. Well, anyways, I'm going to be on. This is so frustrating. I get frustrated when something like this happens where I can't even figure out how to shut the dang thing off. Like, oh man, that just bothers me. So, I'm going to be live on Rumble, so you're going to come on over and we're going to hang out and chat. I'll get more into all these topics. The White House is under siege, and war's about to break out in like 3 different parts of the world, with the potential to be nuclear in every sector. Not to mention civil and social unrest here in America, with an upheaval politically that we can't even begin to understand how bad it's going to get. And on top of that, I'm going to tell you more stuff. And by the way, for all you out there on YouTube, get yourselves ready. Get to our store, packingheat.co, right there, and prepare. We'll give you 20% off any freeze-dried food that you buy that's NutriStore. You're gonna get the best prices on our store. Okay, so if you're trying to prepare, you're trying to get yourself ready, you want good food, you want food that's going to taste good, and it's freeze-dried. Freeze-dried is the best. You don't want to get the dehydrated junk, because there's a lot of that floating around. It's cheaper, and it will keep you from starving, but it tastes terrible, and it takes forever to rehydrate, and it's lacking in all the enzymes and nutrients, and it's dead calories. You want freeze-dried food. It doesn't affect the enzymes. It doesn't affect the calories. It tastes great. We had some freeze-dried food that we personally made. We have a freeze dryer, and we personally made meals like 3 years ago when COVID was happening, and we opened up some just the other day. It tasted like the day that we made it. I'm telling you, it tasted. We had stroganoff. We made this ourselves. I'm not talking about the NutriStore. NutriStore is the best freeze-dried food. It's in the cans. It's awesome. It's most all of it is GMO free. So there's not GMOs in it. All the facts are on the site too. You can see. So, but we just recently did our stroganoff, and the meat tasted just like fresh meat. It tasted just like you would have cooked it the day before, and it was 3 years old. I'm telling you, and it tasted so good. If you try any of those other stroganoff things that are like dehydrated that you can get, that are from the other dehydrated type processes, there's a difference. Remember this. There's a difference between dehydrated, dried, and freeze dried. Okay. Big difference. You're not going to want to live off of food that's dehydrated. I promise you, you will get sick of it after one day, and you won't even want to eat anymore. Okay. So invest in your food. Stop investing in gold and silver. Stop investing in Bitcoin, because you're probably not going to get that Bitcoin out of there after it all said and done. They're going to shut everything off. Gold and silver, nobody's going to want your gold and silver. There's already a guy that did a test in Argentina where there's huge hyperinflation. He went down there traveling through the whole country. He had Bitcoin, he had a gold coins, and he had silver coins. And he tried to get goods and services for him as he traveled through. Nobody wanted the Bitcoin. Nobody. Even the techie little internet cafes where people are into that kind of crypto stuff. They didn't even want it. He only found one guy that wanted to exchange Tether, and that was it. One guy, and he gave him some currency for Tether. That was it. Nobody wanted Bitcoin. Nobody wanted Ethereum. Nobody wanted Bitcoin Cash. Nobody wanted the gold coin. He had a gold coin, and he couldn't even get $2,400 per ounce for it. They said they would take it for $1,000, and that was it. That was the only amount he could get for that gold coin that was an ounce, because they didn't want the gold. The only thing that really had any value that still met the value level was silver. So he had silver coins, and those were still equal. So they did want the silver in small denominations. So think about this. Oh, yeah, they would want your food. I promise you they would want your freeze-dried food. They would pay a premium for your freeze-dried food because food is the most important thing. You know, they're going to want bread. You know, in the book of Revelation, when it says bread becomes equal to a day's pay, one portion of bread or a measure of bread is equal to a day's pay. That's because the famines is coming. When you talk about war, you talk about supply chain breakdown, you talk about the dependence on technology to create food and to track it or to truck it to where you're at. And then now they're going after all the farmers. Did you see what they're doing to Idaho farmers? I just posted that. They're shutting down farming too, guys. Not only are they going after your beef and your chicken and your eggs because of the bird flu, and the pandemic that's going to shut everything down again. It's going to be worse than 2021. The supply chain, the lockdowns, if we survive the political fallout, if we get that far. I'm going to just tell you, it's coming so fast. I hope you guys are all listening. You've been taking my warnings. The only reason I started this store was because not only did we need support here, but we also wanted to make sure we helped our people, as we always have, giving them a heads up, getting them prepared in every possible way so that when it does hit the fan, do you know how many people thanked me? I'm going to tell you right now. Do you know how many people thanked me after 2020 when I told everybody to go buy food? That said, thank you, Robert. I listened to you. I went out and bought a whole bunch of food at the supermarket. And that was before prices went up and before everything disappeared. And now I have a stockpile of food. Even still to this day, I've got food that's a lot cheaper that was in the freezer or whatever that we had. And whatever was perishable with a can and it was 30, 40% cheaper when they stocked up. They were very thankful. Okay, I'm telling you now, the prices are higher and inflation has increased, but it's going to get much higher. So remember, when all that stuff hit, storable foods were gone. You couldn't even buy them. There were companies that were completely out. That was during the COVID stuff, okay? This time around, it's going to be worse. I promise you something terrible is coming. Something bad is fixing to happen. And I don't know what it is. I don't know how bad. I'm telling you, the big wigs are getting ready. They're telling them to prepare. Look at what Alex Jones just said. Did you hear what Alex Jones said yesterday? He said they're telling the bigwigs to prepare the end of the world. Here in the United States, they're talking government people. Government people are being prepared. The guy I talked to, the AT&T guy, he told me this is just confidential. They gave him a satellite phone. Why? What the hell? You know, I'm not going to go into all the details with that guy because I don't want to go too much into that because I don't want to get him in trouble or anybody else. But the stuff that I'm hearing is just, it's chilling of what's about to happen. I don't know what it is. I think it's going to be possibly a cyber attack. It could be something more. I mean, you've got Russian vessels now in the Caribbean coming to do their unplanned war games or whatever, drills. And they're also threatening to arm our enemies. I might have a call-in program, by the way, on Rumble. So when I do this Rumble broadcast, I might have some people call in. So there are a couple people I might talk to about some of that stuff too. So if you guys want to hang out, come on over. Just search out Rumble, Blazing Press on rumble.com. Rumble.com, just search our channel if you're not already subscribed. And if you're subscribed, then you'll get the notification. I'll be live in just a few. Okay, guys? God bless. I'll see you over there on Rumble. Get ready to rumble. All right.